Mr. Yacoubou Bleck,
Yes.
welcome to cost.Journalist TV.
Thank you.
There's this tragic incident that took place some few days back at the Yaoundé Simalène International Airport, where this young man, as a means of traveling illegally out of the country, had to hit himself in the landing gear of a plane heading to Europe. And when the plane took off, he fell and gave up the ghost on the spot. In 2025, should youth go to this extent just to leave the country?
Thank you for that very important question, which is fundamental for the future of our African countries. When you take at that case, you can also list the case, what just happened lastly in Senegal, and without forgetting all the thousands of African, millions of citizens that have lost their life in the Mediterranean Sea. It is really unfortunate. We are not saying that immigration is totally wrong, but there are legal ways of moving out. We should not sacrifice ourselves of going out of the country at all cost no. It is not the almighty situation. So it is not the utmost solution. We have many opportunities in this country, and in the 21st century, as we were saying, we should not find such type of attitudes. Youth should concentrate on the resources that we have here in our country. No matter the economy domain in which you are engaged, you come to realize that you will make up your ends meet and you will live comfortably in this country rather than going abroad. And then we have series of things that are being situations that are being fed abroad that we are not usually aware of. That is why when you look at those who even succeed in crossing across passing through the desert and then even reaching Europe, you come to realize that you will still sacrifice about 5 or 6 years of your precious life in order to start something stable. In terms of cultural adaptation, in terms of the way of living, in terms of education, even the children you are having there, they grow up with a different civilization, with a different mentality, and you will not be able to control them and educate them as pure African citizens. And that is a barrier to our own civilization. We should really encourage our young people to seize opportunities that we are having here back home in Cameroon.
You are a trained journalist.
Yes.
Trained in one of the most prestigious communication schools in this country, ASMAC.
Yeah, exactly.
When you see your mates or your friends who are residing abroad uploading pictures of themselves around the beach with big cars in front of skyscrapers, at a certain moment, don't you feel like your parents wasted money to train you in school?
No, you cannot say such a thing. I totally disagree with that type of idea. I will start by thanking the Cameroonian government for the efforts and the huge investment done in the educational sector, being it in primary school, secondary education, or higher institutes, professional training institute. You come to realize that there are so many opportunities here in Cameroon, and Cameroonian products in the international labor market are the most favorite, because when you look at international organizations, even those foreign countries, Germany, England, US, Canada, etc. Go and see us. They are scrambling for Cameroonians who in various domains, being it in the teaching domain, being it in the medical fee, being it all the other fees. Even in Germany, I know of hospitals who are scrambling in order to get Cameroonian medical doctors. It means that if they are scrambling in order to have Cameroonian medical doctors, Cameroonian teachers, it means that they have been well trained. And as a journalist, you were asking whether I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by skyscrapers and OTT, because there is a fundamental something people should learn. Skyscrapers does not mean that automatically you have what we call well-being, because there is a difference between economic development and well-being. That is how comfortable you live. You look at countries like India, you will see people will be parading streets, snapping good pictures in Mumbai and etc. Those are countries where I've been in those countries. And you come to realize that a Cameroonian citizen live more comfortable and more freely than someone in such countries, because there are a lot of constraints, there are a lot of conditionalities, there are a lot of barriers to many things. You cannot freely do many things like here in Cameroon. That is why when I was talking of opportunities, even in the journalism domain, we have journalists coming from Europe in order to do reports in biodiversity, in environment, in environmental domain, nature, oceans, and our country is still very virgin, and then our trained journalists to seize these opportunities only with a YouTube or any online media platform. You start producing your contents, being it in the environmental domain or sport or even any developmental topic. You come to realize that by the end, very soon they will be calling you for conferences abroad, and these are the type of opportunities our youth should be seizing, rather than always sitting and waiting to see what is being done abroad and then criticizing the government.
Can a Cameroonian youth really live his or her dream life in this country? Let's take, for example, a guy who is trained in the medical school. He comes out from the Faculty of Medicine after 7 years of training. He picks up a job in any of the clinics around town, and he's being paid, let's say, 150,000. Can such a youth ever dream of taking vacation to go to Florida in the United States and enjoy life maybe for 2 weeks?
Oh my God. You are talking of Florida. Why Florida? What are we doing? What are we going to do in Florida? With 10,000 francs, we have a bogo here. You can go and, with your partner, you can go and enjoy weekends. We have Kribi, we have touristic potentials in this country that are underused, that are underexploited. Cameroonians do not even know their country. And you are talking about going to Florida, going to this. No, instead, look at the number of white foreigners who are coming here in Cameroon in order to visit the pure nature we are having, the biodiversity of our country, the relief, the Adamawa Plateau, the Western Highlands, the South Cameroon Low Plateaus, the oceans. I just talked of Kribi and many other artificial touristic sites that have been put in place. You talked of going to Florida, and then no. At the times, white men, foreigners are coming every day, flooding all our national parks, visiting our animals, visiting our biodiversity, the pure air we are still having here. We will go and then be paying huge sums of money in order to go and then show ourselves that we are in Dubai, and that is what we call waste of resources. And I say my answer is yes. With a salary of 150,000 francs, you can live a comfortable life and then keep something for your enjoyment, keep something for vacation. Why not? With many people are not even aware of that with 20,000 francs, you go in for a weekend, even here in Yaoundé. Let me take the example of Ebogo. How many people are aware of that with the 10,000 francs, less than 10,000 even? You go and you have a plate of a meal, you visit, and then you spend a very fresh afternoon with your partner. Less than 10,000 francs. Why are we always looking at what others are doing there abroad? And then to learn, before ending, I would like to give a message, a very important message to our youth. We should really understand that those who are abroad, most of the time, they don't tell us the truth. You will look at those who are running away from agriculture here. You go and meet them in Canada. They will tell you that they are in Canada. During the daytime, they will be snapping around beside skyscrapers. But meanwhile, their real job sites, they are harvesting cabbage. They are still in the same agriculture they ought to have been doing here in their own country. They are there in harvesting watermelon and etc. Working in tomato farms there abroad. Meanwhile, they have the opportunity, their economy is still virgin, their biodiversity is still there, and the land is still abundant. We have all sorts of fertile land that can be used for our agriculture, and then we will live comfortable without without only putting all our hopes in traveling abroad at all costs.
Mr. Yacoubou Bleck,